Practical movie effects, such as the use of actual locations in a film, provide a more realistic visual experience than computer-generated imagery, CGI, does. But giving audiences the real thing can be prohibitively expensive. Many filmmakers use a blended approach, so this is going to be thus or as a result. It's a consequence. It's expensive, so we do something else to be more practical. Okay, similarly, no, that's not the same. For this reason, yes, that's the cause and effect transition. Not additive point, not restating something. For this reason, filmmakers use a blended approach with more practical effects whenever possible. Such and Such's novel, Americana, chronicles the divergent experiences of somebody, a young Nigerian couple, after high school. One of them moves to the United States to attend a prestigious university. The other travels to London hoping to start a career there. However, frustrated with a lack of opportunities, he soon returns to Nigeria. So one moves to the United States, whereas the other travels to London hoping to start a career. So, whereas, meanwhile, probably meanwhile. Nevertheless, no, it's not contrasting. Secondly, well, we didn't say firstly, so we don't think we'd really say secondly. So it's not sequential. And in fact, it's not emphasis. It's whereas. Meanwhile will be correct. In the 1850s, William Still was instrumental in helping nearly 1,000 people escape from slavery, earning him the moniker the Father of the Underground Railroad. Despite the fame of his contributions during his lifetime, Still has discussed far less today than other prominent black abolitionists from his era, such as Frederick Douglass and Harriet Tubman, who Harriet Tubman was the mother, if I'm not mistaken, of the Underground Railroad. So, blank, despite the fame of his contributions. However, I mean, this is definitely contrasting. We're contrasting these. He, too, was important, not just these other people, Frederick Douglass and Harriet Tubman. So this wouldn't be an example. We do use despite, which is generally contrasting. Do we need to use, well, we probably do, a contrasting transition. However, despite the fame of his contributions during his lifetime, so we wouldn't say specifically, despite the fame of his contributions, Still is, no, for example, specifically, not quite right. Similarly, definitely not similarly. It would be however, despite. It feels like those could be two contrasting transitions that would be redundant, but I think it works in this case. However, despite the fame of his contributions during his lifetime. So yeah, that would set up kind of a dependent clause here if we think of it as grammar. However, Still is discussed far less. That is definitely going to be the answer, B. In 2018, Kurt Luther and such created the web-based tool Civil War Photo Sleuth. A user uploading an unknown Civil War soldier's photograph to CWPS first tags the photo with all known information. So first, I would then probably say next, CWPS's facial recognition software analyzes 27. So it's sequential. Then, not in fact, not emphasis, not similar, not an example. It's then. It's an ordering of events. Arkansas aviator such and such was already a record breaker when she won the inaugural National Women's Air Derby, a race from California to Ohio. In August of 29, let's read that more like it sounds. She won the Air Derby, a race in August 1929. In December of 1928, so this is before, it's earlier. Before? Earlier, in December of 20,000. Oh my gosh, I keep saying 2028. Before, in December 1928, Thaden set an aviation record when she reached an altitude 20,000 feet. So earlier, not contrasting, not next, not a result.